Divine greetings, masters. Very good evening, good morning, good afternoon from whichever part of the world you are joining in. This is Madhu VSoni, welcoming you all to Light and Soul Meditation English Group Masters. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your time, space, and energy with me today. And thank you for being here, everyone. So, masters, we are doing Your Soul's Plan Swadhyaya, which like this book has been written by Robert Schwartz, and the chapter we are doing is chapter 7. Yesterday, Rani ji completed chapter 6, death of a loved one, and then we started with chapter 7, accidents. And till now, we have learned about physical, like how to parent physically handicapped children, how each and every disease, like people with different diseases also, how what they feel, why they choose their soul plan like that, and how what happens, about like in this incarnation, why they have come here, and what is the lessons they are learning. So apart from that, we also understood about drug addictions and alcoholism, why people choose to be a drug addict or alcoholism or substance abuse. Why do they do that? And now then we went to death of a loved one, and now we are on to accidents. So masters, I'll start from the page 207, where Stacy Wells actually is telling about Jason. So the story till now is that Jason and Davina are both husband and wife. They have two children, Garrett Fox, who's the younger one, and the elder one is Jaren. So a short recap before I go ahead and proceed with 207 page number. So Jaren was in pool and they were playing, and basically, so Jason just wanted to, go and have some fun with his elder one and just, splash him with water. So he wanted to dive in the pool. But as soon as he went to dive, he went straight head on, and he hit his maybe, the head actually was injured. And so the nerves that works for the spine, basically, that was hurt. So he was paralyzed, waist down. Basically, his limbs were paralyzed. He could not move. He could not do anything. So this is where I'm going to start. That, when he was in hospital, there were a lot of friends who came. But before he went to hospital, Davina, his wife, gave him CPR before coming to the hospital. He was in ICU. So his friend from college came to visit him, and he honestly said, like, honestly, I don't want to see you like that, but I want to remember you the way you were. But so many people during that time when he met with that accident, many people came, and but sometimes people do see him the way he was, or the sometimes people like to see what he had become after accident, how his body has become. Or some people would not see his body but him. It does not matter to them that whether he's now handicapped or something, he can't walk, or he's lying on the bed. So some people are not mattered at all by all of these things. So this is what he uh, shared. Then there was this as he was getting into rehab, and so he was taking, like, he was doing his own bathing, dressing, like he was bathing and dressing, but it would take 4 hours for him to do all of this. He could not even hold a pen. He could but he could write by moving his entire arm. So with patience, the lesson, that is what he learned, that with patience you can uh, cure many other things, or you can achieve a lot many things. And definitely it takes time. Basically, the patience lesson comes on many levels, he observed. So he says that I can't regret the split second I dove into the pool, he added, especially in light of my understanding that it happened for a reason. So Jason, now here Robert is asking Jason, what would you like to say to someone who just had an accident, is caring for someone who had one? So Jason says that I think about What I still have, he replied. I'm still able to remember things, problem solve, do crossword puzzles, and be sharp. And a lot of people who never would have met have bonded over my experience. So I'm grateful for that. So he's saying that many people, like, still he is able to problem solve, he's able to do crossword puzzles, he's able to remember things, and he's also very sharp. It's just, and he had seen the people who have bonded over him after this accident. It's a another experience altogether, and I'm very great, and Jason is very grateful for that. So then he says, I think, sorry, yeah. And then he's very grateful for that. And then there's another question that Robert asks, what else would you like people to know? So he also says that, Jason says that, when you cry, basically, when you take out your tears out of your body, basically your eyes, you heal. So crying is also a process of healing your own self. And because that's and there's that still that person inside of you. Just because they don't look or move the way they did before doesn't mean that they are not still in there, and that you can't still love them. I believe that we are adaptable creatures. We adapt and overcome. So this is where Rani ji has ended, and this was just a a summary of how to we are going to proceed. Now Stacy is actually the medium. Stacy Wells is now going to tell us about Jason, the session with Stacy, how it went. So Rob was asking, right? Rob was very much struck by Jason's determination, and he saw that still after accident, he was maintaining a positive attitude, and he concluded with this that over the course of many interviews with a lot of people, he found that we all have been given so many gifts. Personal qualities are there, many synchronicities happens to us, and there are a lot of gifts that are given to us. And basically we are uh, and then we use our life and challenges, and in order to accept, basically, and then use our life challenges for our personal growth. So whatever challenges we have, we use these gifts, talents, and to come out of those challenges, and it helps us in uh, but our own personal spiritual growth. Whether or not we do so is a matter of free will. So it is up to us if we choose to get out of that condition, to take that challenge in a positive manner, and then grow spiritually. So Jason here, Robert says that had been gifted with unusually strong will. Basically, he found that Jason had a very strong will, and Jason had been inspired by this near death experience of this pool experience where he got this accident and he was paralyzed. He became a quadriplegic. So he did not focus on the negative aspects of his accident. He basically was very intuitive, and he knew somehow that if he dives, if he goes and, whatever this accident happened, when he was diving, he knew that something is going to happen to him, but still he did it. And he was searching for a certain meaning in his life. So, and Robert also felt that he would never give up that search. Jason also felt. So he intuitively knew that, he's not going to give up. He had this positive attitude. So now Robert asked Stacy to give the spirit insight. What does the spirit has to say, or how they had this, uh, how they had, what was the pre-birth planning. So Stacy now started listening to the pre-birth conversation prior to the reading, and she also wanted to have the names and birthdays of his family members, Jason's family members, and informed that and we like they informed that he was now a quadriplegic as the result of this diving incident or accident. So quadriplegia is defined as some paralysis of all four limbs. Basically, your like 2 feet and your two hands are not working. You can't move them. So when guides are talking, and Stacy is talking to these three guides, so there are three guides, Stacy announced, and she began to hear and visualize Jason's pre-birth planning session. So she sees that there was a three-quarters of the room was taken up by Jason and other souls, and the other people, basically, yeah, in his soul group were there, and he was interacting with those people, like with those souls, which are going to come on earth with him, and those who will be staying behind in spirit. So these three spirit guides take up other quarter of that room, and Jason is talking very passionately with these guides. So Jason says that I want this challenge, and spirit guide says, "Do you realize that after this accident, everything will change?" So Jason says, "Yes, I have too long been in distress, captured by the sense of the immediate when I have been in physical body. When I get into physical life, and as I grow into adulthood, I forget that there is more than what I can see." So when he was in physical body, he says that when I get into that I would forget that there is more than what I can see. I have the habit in life. I have a habit in life that after life of focusing on the immediate social structures, what is popular during the time, social recognition, status, and achievement, and denying any spiritual focus that I wanted before entering into life. So he wanted to spiritually focus on certain aspects, but he would not, because he was focusing on the very immediate things in his life: recognition, status, achievement, all materialistic things, and the social life altogether. So he wanted to focus spiritually. So I want to be selfless, not just for my family, but for a larger group of people. I want to show them the way by my spirit and what I inspire them to do or feel. I want to be of service to others in a way that will help me see my own spirituality once again. So sometimes we are definitely inspired by people who are very spirited. We really, give a hats off to them, that how much can they do apart from very difficult challenges in their life or situations, struggles. Still, you can see them smiling and going their way and doing stuff for others as well. So that is how Jason was, that he wanted to do, but because he was always focusing on the immediate, on the materialistic thing, he was not able to focus spiritually. Now he would have that chance. That is why. So during this pre-birth planning, they're talking about this. Spirit guide says your greatest spiritual growth and leap in faith, not leap of faith. So your greatest spiritual growth and leap in faith will occur 3 to 4 years following your accident. So after this accident, so 3 to 4 years, there will be a lot of spiritual growth in you, and this time will be an accelerated growth for you. So his ASPs will actually enhance, basically hearing power, physical. He will sense ringing in his ears, both physical and spiritual aspect will also increase during this time. So Jason says that wonderful. I am glad that I welcome all of these changes in my life, in my body. I am told that Jason is perfecting this level of evolvement. Stacy added that he wants to work on this lesson for the last time. So he's exactly doing what he intended to do, and he's going to achieve that. So now, basically, uh, Jason has discussed these plans with other souls as well, and with whom he's going to incarnate. So now Stacy is hearing conversations with some other souls, and now it is his mother, Jason's mother. So Jason is actually telling her mother that this incident, this diving incident, is going to occur when he is going to be 10 years old. But then his mother instantly says that she hears him, but then during the soul plan only this is happening. So they are Stacy says that this would have been a different kind of accident, but they see that Jason's mother is bursting into tears. Her hands come up between them and wave them in a gesture of no. So mother says that no, I can't agree to that, and I would be losing you. I have lost you before, and there have been many other lifetimes that I have lost you, or you left me. So I do not want to, I do not want to see that happen again. Even if you were still there but trapped in your own body, it would be too much like losing you again. So she has seen many times, that his mother had lost him, maybe in different forms in different past lifetimes. So then Robert asked, was Jason her son in other lifetimes? In those lifetimes, Robert inquired. So Stacy says, yes, as son, brother, mate, and in the lifetime where they were mates, she was the husband, and he was the wife. So Jason was the wife and mother was the husband. So how does he explain why he wants to do this? So Jason says, my goal is to experience something that will force me to realize on the conscious personality that I am more than my body and more than these petty structures by which we judge ourselves. I am the biggest judge of all. So he says that basically he want to consciously realize that we are much more than our body. We are not only the body, but we are much more than this. And I am the judge of all, that I'm the biggest judge. That if I judge my own self that I'm just the body and nothing else, then definitely I'll be doing the same thing. But I want to show everyone, I want to be in that positive mental status, right? That is what his feelings are. So as Robert hears this, Stacy said, I get an image from 1700s. He was a member of high society, basically everything, he was living in a very high society um, place, and his looks were also like high society people. He would go to social functions, and he had social standing, and it was like it were everything. This lifetime in his attempt to get beyond that and balance it at the same time. So his mother says that I wish that this would not occur in your childhood. So Jason agrees to that, and now he starts working with his wife. I will work out with my wife. So now here Stacy goes into a vision of Davina. Davina is the wife of Jason, and there's this serious conversation happening between Jason and Davina. So Jason says that yeah, this is about their first getting together. There's talk about their love growing and also getting married, having children, and the relationship becoming more serious as Jason's life takes a left turn. So there is also a talk about the so-called accident, which we know is not an accident. I see Jason putting his hand on his neck, and so Stacy is telling about Jason and the conversation going between both of them, Davina and Jason. So Jason is putting his hand to his neck, and Stacy hears the word drastic as he talks to this woman who will be his wife. So Jason says the results of this accident will be catastrophic. It will change everything. Davina says, but it will Davina says it will enable you to expand on the spiritual level. It is like bread. Once in the oven, it rises. So Davina has come to this understanding that why he makes this choice, because so he can free his mind and grow beyond the self-limiting beliefs, how he had operated in this past 4 lifetimes. So that's why the 4 limbs, quadriplegia. Basically, Davida has this understanding that because in his past lifetimes, he had limited himself, limited, Jason's limited himself, where he would think that there was a notion in him that says that there was only one way to do anything right, basically. And in another lifetime, basically, it was expressed religiously that, that everything that happens, there is only one way to do it right. So in another lifetime, it was expressed as rigid personality. So he would not try and change, basically limiting your own self. This belief will actually block you, not let you go forward and not help you grow spiritually. So that is what Davina had this in mind also. And but apart from that, Stacy now reveals that there is no more other revelation is given. In this lifetime, Jason had experienced basically physical freedom and self-imposed limits in his thinking in the past lifetime. But in this lifetime, he had now the physical limits are there because of this diving accident, but there will be freedom of thought. So the physical limits had been chosen to create freedom in his thinking. So the symmetry was intentional. The cause and effect karma was perfect. So Robert has this question again. Stacy, can you pick up any more of the conversation between Jason and Davina, particularly in regard to the accident impact on their marriage? So Stacy then hears that Davina says that it will be very hard for me, basically Davina, for emotionally, mentally, physically, and to care for Jason. So not only let care for Jason, but also for the whole family, children, and this crisis that occurs. So there was a long sigh, heavy sigh, and it's not the first time I have had to work very hard in life. It fits with my goal to be of service to others because I will be of service to you. So this is like I'm reading the lines where Stacy is talking about Davina, what are her words. So she says that because I will be of service to you and others like you, who you will come to know. So when this happens after the accident, Davina will also feel that, she says to Jason that I will be of service to you all as well, other people as well. Masters, please open your video so that I feel that I'm talking to someone. So anyhow, it's going to be quite a challenge, and definitely it's a challenge here when I'm looking and there's no one. So there's everyone there, but please do open your videos. So it's going to be quite a challenge for me. I don't know if I can love you enough to do this. I don't know if I can love you more than that. So she means more than who you are. Basically, now because he's handicapped, he can't walk, he can't use his hands and his feet. Definitely, he's quadriplegic, and now he has become much more than this physical body. There's like definitely, she has to handle a lot more. So he has become much more for him. So a kind of a major responsibility. So Stacy explained, I don't hear a decision about leaving him, but Stacy does not want to leave Jason. So Stacy's spirit guide then directed her focus to another portion of the planning. Basically, now the father uh, is talking, Jason is talking to his father, and now Jason as a soul, Jason's father looks very self-aware and very grounded. So Jason is talking to his father, and they have spent many lifetimes together. So Jason says that, I have looked to you for many lifetimes. I chose once again to be in a place where I can look up to you physically, even when I am fully grown. So when you are an adult, you don't look up to your parents, like you can take care of yourself. But here he says, as like in a joking way, that I choose once again to be in a place where I can look up to you physically. So it's a joke, observed Stacy, and referring to the light-hearted tone in which he heard Jason to speak to his father, Jason has humor when he says this. So basically, the spirit guide has always given them like serious note conversations, but this time the spirit guide has chosen to state this also, this joke between Jason and his father. So basically, this is also very important. That shows that Jason was very like not that serious kind, or he took his accident not in a very serious way, but in a very positive way. He can joke about himself, basically laugh on his own, handicap. And that is a very good quality. Basically, understanding your own shortcomings, still you can be positive and smiling. So this is what the initial reaction. So now Robert says that as I thought more about Jason's joke and my initial reaction to it, I realized that I was seeing his injury from the vantage point of the personality. So when Robert looked at Jason when they started the story, so Robert also saw his handicap, Jason's handicap. He did not see Jason as a person, as a personality. He saw his handicap, basically his quadriplegic body. So there he says, if we believe we can be permanently harmed, then a severe accident is indeed a grave matter. So if we definitely think in our mind that we are severely damaged or nothing can happen, we can't come out of that, then definitely this is a grave matter. So it's our thinking that make us. So as eternal souls, however, we know we cannot truly be damaged. It was the soul level perspective that allowed Jason to joke with his father, and that Stacy's spirit guide was now sharing with us. So that same thing. And now Jason is basically uh, now we have already seen how Jason's mother was objecting to Jason's initial plan, and how like initial plan to experience his injury during childhood. Now there is a conversation between uh, Jason's mother. Jason's mother demonstrates that we have a free choice. In these planning sessions, Stacy replied it was her choice not to experience him having an accident. When he was a child under her care, we decide what we want and don't want to handle. So mother decided that she does not want to handle Jason in this situation. Yeah. So Jason's love for his mother motivated him to delay this accident. So Jason loved his mother immensely, so he delayed this accident. And by the time Jason spoke with Davina, that decision had been made. He had decided to wait until he was an adult. So they decided that when he became an adult, this accident would happen. So now there was this question, like from Rob to Stacy: do souls tend to have a preference regarding when accidents occur? Robert inquired. So Stacy's verbatim, now they are saying what the spirit guide has said. Stacy's speech slowed. She has now channeling her guide verbatim. It is a personal choice based on many things, he said. Sometimes the soul is in a hurry to complete the cycle of reincarnation. Sometimes it is other elements, such as the energy available in or on earth at certain times in one's life. You use astrology and other numerical influences, such as numerology, to define and label these energies. The soul is well aware of these energies before being born. So another question that Rob asks, for what other reasons do soul plan to have accidents? So basically answer is the balancing karma is a major factor. If someone has grievously injured somebody else in another lifetime, definitely they are going to make plan to be in the right place at the right time to suffer from the hands of that person who they gave suffering to. So very similar, like very karmic, I would say. Then another question by Robert was, what would you like to say to someone who has a life-altering accident? Robert asked. The spirit is more than enough. Always remember that you are more than your body. So when we have any life-altering situations in our life, basically accidents, we get into this mindset of that we are body and it's paining. And there's a lot of pain in our body, and we go by what body feels. But the guides are saying that the spirit is more than enough. You have to understand that you're not the body, but you are a soul, and the soul spirit is much higher than what the body feels. So your spirit, how you take it, basically, how you have this positive, if you have a positive mindset, then definitely you are healed and helped tremendously. So always remember that you are more than your body. Now another question, what would you like to say to someone whose loved one has been badly hurt in an accident? So another, like, suppose if someone is hurt in an accident, what are you going to say to their loved one? So there is a great compassion for what you go through. This is a test of your ability to love unconditionally, and to remember always that as you are of service, so might someone have been service to you or be of service to you in the future in your time of need. And remember forgiveness, because great anger always forms at some point. Anger at the accident, anger at the person who had the accident, anger that it had to be this way. And remember to practice forgiveness. For why I'm reading these lines, masters, because here this is a wonderful thing that we all can understand by these lines, that just imagine when our children, they play, or when they go to some place and they are jumping from here, like jumping, running around, and they hurt themselves. Then definitely what do we say? We get angry on them and we say, yeah, that's why I told you, don't run. Okay, don't jump from there. That is why. And then the author Robert Schwartz and also the spirit guides are saying that forgiveness also should be there, and also that compassion should be there, that the person who you are going to take care, who you are going to take care, they must also have taken care of you in some other past lifetime. It is just your karma, you're returning that karma, that is all. And also, because when somebody is hurt, or you have to take care of someone when they are diseased or they are not good, not in that healthy state, what happens? You have to do much more. You have to take care of them. You have to do lot of work, because you're the single person doing all alone, taking care of your family, taking care of your children, and taking care of that person who is on that bed or a wheelchair, or with any handicap. What are you doing? You have to take care. So that is where we have to understand that we have to forgive that person who we are going to take care, because we can't blame them. This was something that was meant to happen. It was also about the pre-birth planning. So now there was this session with Jason sessions with Deb Debari. So Deb Debari had been giving reading sessions, and also with she also is like basically channeling and talking with her spirit guides. So as we began, Robert told Deb that only that Jason is a quadriplegic. So Jason was a quadriplegic, Robert told to Deb, and as a result of this diving accident in the swimming pool, Jason has two sons, and his wife name is Davina. So Deb listened closely to her guides as they started to explain what Jason had sought to experience in this lifetime. So now there was this agreement between the two. Deb is actually saying that there was this agreement between the two of you, Jason and Davina, and your older son has come to Earth to help and take care of you. This has been also a big learning lesson for him for compassion and empathy. But the main agreement was between you and your wife. I see that in past lives, you took care of her. One picture I'm getting is that there was an illness, something long term. It was during the Middle Ages. There was another lifetime. She was your brother, and you were her sister. So basically, Jason and Davina. So in one lifetime, Davina was the Jason has taken care of Davina, and that's why in this lifetime, Davina is being taken. Davina has to take care of Jason. In one lifetime, she was the husband, and Jason was the wife. In one lifetime, she was the brother, and she was her sister. So there had been a lot of hardship, and to erase a lot of karma, you have to come back again. So this karmic thing had been going on because there was a lot of karma. So you said to Davina, let's do this accident so that it's not just in old age. So during that old age, they don't have to go through this. In the young times only, basically when they become adult, that time they should have this accident. And she said, I want to be with you, and I'm willing to go and live that life with you. So like Stacy, Deb has also perceived Jason's desire to have the accident occur relatively early in his life. Evidently, Davina also had, you know, sorry, yeah, so Jason also had a desire to have this accident early in life. So Dev also had been accessing the same portion of the pre-birth planning that occurred after Jason's mother had asked him not to have the injury in childhood, and and she was where Jason has agreed to had agreed to that request of his mother, and he was still eager to take a long-term challenge, and therefore asked Davina if the injury could occur when they were young. So the other thing Deb continued was repeating that what she was hearing from her guides is that you were actually given an opportunity to continue on or leave. Were you conscious at any time? Were you unconscious at any given time? I was completely unconscious, no pulse, no anything. Jason confirmed. My wife gave me CPR. So when this accident happened, Davina was the one who gave CPR, and during that time, Jason was totally unconscious. So I was picking up that so Robert says that I was picking up that you had to decide whether you wanted to stay here on earth and continue with your agreement or leave. You had your choice. So during the time you were unconscious, you said, I am staying, I want to follow through. So basically it was Davina. Davina is actually telling that during that time you said, I am staying, I want to follow through. Uh, I was shown a picture of everyone. That's simple. So Jason is telling now that he was shown a picture of everyone who was important to Jason. And so at that time, after showing the pictures, they said, do you want to stay with them or do you want to go on? So then that is why Davina is saying that, he said that I am staying, I want to follow through. So when we chose such a difficult task, Deb explained, our guides give us a choice, an out, basically an exit. If you want to change your mind, you can do that. But you wanted to stick to your agreement. You wanted to say to the world, just because I'm not whole in my body doesn't mean I'm not a whole person. Everybody grows from it. It's not just you, your wife, and your children. You're giving others an opportunity to do good. When you need help, you're giving them a chance to open themselves up to something new. So, as Deb has discussed Jason's life plan, Rob wondered how Jason, as a non physical soul, could have been sure that the accident would actually occur on the physical plane. Sorry. Yeah. So Deb basically is like, Robert asked Deb, how does a soul make or let an accident happen? So Deb says that usually our guides protects us. Deb answered, they give us warning signals all the time. Jason guides would normally say telepathically to him, this pool is too shallow to dive into. Instead, they backed up because he was looking for an opportunity. He had this agreement ahead of time. Deb was verifying something I had seen in my exploration of pre-birth planning. Our spirit guides place thoughts in our minds, thoughts that seem to be our own, to protect us from unwanted life challenges. So basically, this actually brought some vision experience into my learning, understanding. When I was reading through, I found myself that some days back, maybe I was deviating from my own plan, my own life's plan, and something was going on. So in the morning, I was going to leave my daughter, and she got late. So somehow, I was rushing. I was rushing. That okay, let me just take her real quickly. And I was getting angry on her. Come on, do this and do that. Wear your shoes and take on your jacket. Again, today we are late, and that is all I had been complaining to her. Come on, do quickly and all those things. So what happened, as soon as I went out of my house, I went out of my garage door, I tripped and fell. So I tripped and fell, and I basically my ankle was totally in a different direction altogether. Like how we keep like this, my ankle was like that, and it was totally twisted. I could not walk. I was screaming. I was calling on to my husband, but he was not listening. He was upstairs, and that day he was there, but no one could listen to me. No one. And I was like sat there for a minute, because the guides were telling me, go slow, take rest. I was not doing it. So that happened. So this is one thing that made me realize when I was reading this. So this is another way of my guides telling me to slow down. So this when I was reading this, Deb says, Deb was verifying something I had seen in my exploration of pre-birth planning. Our spirit guides place thoughts in our minds, thoughts that seem to be our own, to protect us from unwanted life challenges. So just imagine, I actually was well after like a week. I was 3 days, I was totally okay after that. But it could have been my broken ankle also. It could have been that, but nothing happened. I was all okay. So basically, the guides will actually knock you off your balance and maybe make you trip or something. So here the answer was, my guides say that sometimes when someone's getting ready to dive or to do something, they shouldn't. They will literally knock the person off balance. So suppose somebody is going to dive, jump in, and the guides know that something bad is going to happen, they will definitely knock you off balance or do something so that you're not able to do that. But because in this case, Jason wanted to have this opportunity so that he can be of some help to others with his spirit and everything. So the guides, they definitely let him dive in. They did not knock him off. So once again, Robert was struck by the wondrous ways in which spirit works. And with each of us, although I had not heard of spirit guides physically intervening in people's life, this new information nevertheless confirmed my understanding that our guides do everything in their power to ensure our incarnation proceed as planned. In some circumstances, that means taking action. In others, it entails refraining from action, just as Jason Guides did when he was diving into the pool. So now, in all instances, our guides are motivated by their love for and desire to be of service to us. So now Robert asked Deb if she could see more of Jason's pre-birth planning. So then Deb says, the guides ask if this is what Jason really wants. So Deb says they also said it may happen one of several ways. Jason was firm about the age when it would happen, saying this is not going to happen. So Jason says that this is not going to happen when he's 60 years old. Jason and Davina were shown that how he would go through, and what they would go through, and how it would affect the children. So the guides said to Davina, do you really want to be a part of this? You will have to be wife, mother, nurse, and caretaker. So she had agreed to everything. And she also has come with certain lessons she has to learn, and how to deal with them, how to be empathic. And so there is a very important lesson that I've underlined. When you feel empathy for someone, it's a matter of transmuting that energy and literally sending it to the person as healing energy and love. So when you show empathy to a person who is diseased, or who is feeling in a like they are in a particular situation when they are sad or in grief, or in or maybe accidental or handicapped, when you are empathetic toward that person, what happens is we are transmuting that energy, and we send that energy of love and healing to that person. So by showing empathy also, you're doing a service. Just imagine, this is a very important lesson. So everybody had an exit point. If they did not want to participate, they've added, even when Davina was giving CPR, she could have stopped, but her soul was saying that Jason needs to be here. So there's another question by Rob. As Davina was administering CPR, her soul was communicating with her to continue. So Robert asked with much surprise. So Deb says, right, you have an agreement. Keep going. That was the soul of Davina talking to Davina, that you have to keep on going. So Deb then paused as she listened to something else her guides were saying. I'm told that Davina is learning patience. Davina is learning patience. Jason told us. We were talking about this today. She said that if there's one thing she learned out of all this, it's patience. Something have Sureshji has written. 1 second. No, I don't think the guide only abandons once. I'll come to that, Sureshji. Let me know, remind me of that. Um, Let me just finish this and then I'll get back to your question. So Davina is learning patience. Jason told us, we were talking about this today. She said if there's one thing that she learned out of all this, it's patience. There's also an issue of patience on your part, Deb said to him. Maybe a little temper. So Jason is also temperamental, basically. Very quickly he becomes, angry, and very little to impulsive as well. So Deb made this observation. I thought of the difficult moments between Jason and his mother. And so Jason and his mother. So Jason says that, yeah, snappy, sarcastic also, with a laugh. So he's laughing on himself and saying that, yeah, I'm snappy and sarcastic as well. So there's another enlightening sentence. So Deb says that I'm being told that one of the big lessons for you is visualization. So visualizing your hands moving, visualizing reconnection in your spine, a lot has to do with mind over body. All this energy you were putting into your body, now it's going into your mind. It's up to you to work with that. Your path is to enlighten people, to let them know that the body might be injured, but the brain is still okay. So like Stacy, Deb was seeing Jason's pre-birth desire to experience freedom of thought after and as a result of this accident. So now here another learning, masters, again this thing, that once you start focusing on your body, more and more energy goes into your body. Once you start focusing on your body, definitely you are giving energy to your body. But when you are giving energy to your mind, what happens is you start focusing on visualization techniques. So give energy to your mind so that your thinking also gets better. And that is what is being mentioned here. This is a very, very important thing that everyone needs to keep in mind. So the way to heal yourself is to visualize that you are moving your hands, basically moving your feet. So for Jason, this is very important. Same way for any people, any person who are sick or who are not good physically, what they can do is they can visualize and keep this in mind that they can heal themselves. That is a very, very important lesson. So Jason says, yes, very right. There are a lot of decisions being made. So people have actually made many decisions for Jason. But here, so they are talking, what I'm picking up is that sometimes people treat you almost like you are not there. Just when people become paralytic, sometimes people don't even talk to them. They feel that as if they don't exist. So Jason says, yeah, basically, well, your brain isn't paralyzed. Part of their lesson is that they shouldn't overlook what you want. Jason says, yeah, you are right. And there are a lot of decisions being made for me. So Deb says, Robert says, Deb, you have mentioned that Jason wanted an experience in which he could balance karma and perhaps not have to return to earth. Why would that be important to the soul? So souls look through their Akashic records, the book of past lives, and say, I was killed in a war here. A horse trampled me there. I wasn't there long. It almost like, well, here we go again. There are other lessons that they can learn in other dimensions. Without the heaviness and physical pain they have here with the body. Evidently, Jason had wanted to move on these higher dimensions and so had designed a life that would be the last in a cycle of reincarnation on the physical plane. So on the physical plane, we go through pain, emotions, lot of learning lessons. It feels, it hurts, right? But in other dimensions, so this is the last, I would say, last platform for our physical, like humans or as souls, to experience, where we go through a lot of pain. We can feel everything, feeling, desire, everything is there, right? So we go through so many things in this earth plane, physical plane. But in other dimensions, I think the feeling part is not there. That's what I feel, that the feeling part, the pain part, emotion part is not there. It is not that difficult. So Deb, can we get more information about the plan for Jason's children? I inquired. Why did they choose to have this experience? So here Deb is telling about Jason's older son, Jaron. So Jaron, she sees him on the other side before birth. He was very connected with Davina. He wanted to live with her. She said to Jaron, think about it. Is this too much for you? So he says, no, I will benefit from everything that will happen. He also wanted to be supportive of Davina. So he's learning unselfishness. So, and then his younger son, basically his name is Garrett, and Garrett Fox. So Jason replied, we call him Fox. So he wasn't sure where he was going to fit in on the other side. They weren't sure if he was going to your family or another family. He's very connected to Jaron. And he came in mainly because of his connection with brother. So his brother has asked him. So Jason remembered, and Jason laughed that Jaron sat on Santa Claus's lap one time and said that I want a baby brother. So that's why Garrett had come, basically, when he was born. And Garrett said, if he wants me, I'm coming. So those two have a very strong karmic connection from many lifetimes. They were brothers, father and son, husband and wife as well. So they were partners. They are strength and support for each other. So, and I asked, like Robert asked Deb, if there were lessons for anyone we had not yet talked about. So now Deb says about Jason's mother. And Jason's mother, basically, as Deb was listening to her guides, basically it's empathy. That the lesson that mother has to learn was empathy. She was begging Jason before incarnation not to do this. So Deb was hearing the same pre-birth conversation Stacy had heard. She felt it was too hard, and Jason said he had to. So part of her was prepared. She knew something was going to happen. She's learning empathy. As much as she wants to rescue and do everything, she has to step back. One of her big lessons is not to take power away from people. So basically, becoming empathic and showing empathy to others also is actually helping them. When you are not empathic, you are actually taking their power from them. So you have to give the power to whoever is actually there, because if there's a need, she wants to take care of it. Part of her lesson is to make it possible for others to learn from the situation. There's a lot of soul growth there. So another question Rob asks from Deb is, please ask your guides this. For someone who's just gone through a major accident and is trying to make sense of it, what else is important to know? So Deb says, let me see. And she paused to listen, and there's hope. Too often the doctors get too grim. Sometimes we should be hopeful. The doctors tell that now there's no chance, but people need to know that there is hope and life beyond a particular injury. You can will your body to heal. There is possibility of more healing. So another question is, Deb, please ask your guides what other reasons souls have for planning before birth to experience accidents. So I'll just read this para from 218, and that's the last para. Sometimes they only want to stay so many years. Deb repeated the words of her spirit guides. An accident is planned so that they have an exit point. Sometimes it's to shake people up. It's a way of saying, what's my purpose? Am I wasting my life or doing what am I supposed to do? Many times after something like this, people redirect their lives, and my guides just showed me that sometimes a soul will stage a walk-in. Sometimes it's an opportunity for a different soul to walk in to the body and let the original soul walk out. So there's more detailed explanation, masters, in 200 like page 218. But I think Pooja ji tomorrow will be taking through that. So thank you so much, masters. I hope you got the point of what was happening with Jason, Davina, Jaron, and Garrett, and how Robert asked questions from Stacy and Deb. And there had been lessons of empathy that mother was learning. Mother has to learn. Same way, many other people. Basically, Jason is very spirited, very, he is strong-willed, and also Jaron, older son, is also learning unselfishness and also empathy. Same way, Davina is also understanding, showing unconditional love. So there are lessons for each and everyone there. And Garrett is actually basically a partner. He doesn't know where to stand, where his position is in the family, but still, because Jaron was there, so Garrett also came. So if anyone has any questions, masters, please do raise your hand, or if anyone wants to share anything, definitely would love to hear you all out, and then we can go into meditation. Yeah, so yeah, and here this question, do you think the guide abandons their subjects? I would say guides never abandon their subjects. They are always there. They would give them this, like how we said, that they will knock them off their balance. If we are deviating from the plan, they will tell us by synchronizing certain synchronized symbols, something in our life happening again and again, some kind of situation that will make us, give that intuition that something is there, that we are going off the ground, or something, we are deviating from the plan. What we are meant to do, we are not doing. Our intuition will always guide us. But our supreme consciousness is the one that will actually, the light of intelligence is one thing that will actually be taken away from us if we do this again and again without, we know that we are going wrong. And then if we know that we are going wrong, still doing it, then this light of intelligence and the supreme consciousness, basically the consciousness, is being taken away, so that we can't go into the higher way, higher path until we learn the lesson. So it takes us time. That's what the answer is, Shirishi. Anybody else, masters? Anyone has to ask or share anything? No? Then let's go into meditation, masters, if no one has anything to share. Okay, so take your position, masters, and let's sit cross-legged. Clasp our hands and fingers and close your eyes. For people who can't sit on the floor, can sit on sofa, chair, or bed, make yourself comfortable. Keep your back and neck straight, your head straight. And now take deep in breaths and out breaths. At least at the start of this meditation, let us take 4 deep in breaths and 4 deep and slow out breaths, so that we can just relax our body and mind. If anyone wishes to drink water, they can before the start of meditation. If you have pyramids, you can use pyramids to use on your head as cap, or eye pyramid, knee pyramid, or waist pyramid. So as you inhale and exhale, masters, let's go and dive deep into deep meditation. So one by one, take your breath in and breathe out very slowly. One second, masters. Let's keep your back straight, head and neck straight, masters. As you inhale and exhale, focus on the brain region, the forehead region, the frontal cortex, the left and right side of your brain, the back side of your brain, and the inner core. Each and every part experiences this rejuvenating breath, highly recharging, filling your brain, your mind with tranquil breath, putting your brain into serene state. As you inhale, try to relax your facial expressions, your eyes and ears. As we are progressing downwards into our body, masters, let us relax our hands, our neck, our shoulders, back, middle back, and lower back. Each and every part in our body helps us consciously breathe in. Every part in our body also breathes along with us. As you breathe in, masters, bring your attention onto your spine. And when you breathe in, sense that your spine is also breathing along with you. As you breathe in, bring this rejuvenating energy, peaceful life force energy into your lungs and heart. Every breath recharges and disinfects your lungs, opens the chamber of your heart, removes plaque and blockages from your arteries and veins. As you breathe in, as we have learned today from the Swadhyaya of your soul's plan, we learned that a positive mind brings great healing in our body. We can remove any challenges if our mind is strong, if we become strong willed, if we are into this happy state. Anything can happen. We can create our reality. We can heal any illnesses, any diseases. We just need to visualize. As you breathe in and breathe out, Feel every breath healing your body, your mind, and also your soul. Every breath heals you at all levels. When you enter into this tranquil state, where your mind is at peace, where your body enters a tranquil state, the hormones your brain releases from your pineal and pituitary gland are now secreting as happy hormones. The stress that body released in the form of stress hormones, or where we were creating stress and cholesterol in our body, all these are being transmuted. And now our brain releases dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. And these are our happy hormones in the form of dose. When we cut down on our stress, our body heals. As we go into deeper states of meditation, our whole body becomes happy, joyful, full of energy. So, my dear masters, now bring your attention onto your stomach region and relax it. Every breath that you breathe in now enters all the organs inside your stomach, be it liver, pancreas, gallbladder, spleen, intestine. Every breath that we feel getting inside heals us tremendously. Relax your reproductive region, your lower abdomen region, and go down into your feet, relaxing them and grounding your energies into Mother Earth. Every breath is highly rejuvenating, Masters. As we breathe in and breathe out, feel the energies rising up between the two in-breaths. Feel the interval of these two in-breaths and out-breaths. Go slow and steady with your breath. Focus on the incoming and outgoing breath. With your breath nicely. Every breath takes you on a deeper journey. It takes you into a transcendental state as you go inwards, as you become aware only of your breath. You enter zero state, a state of thoughtlessness, of nothingness, shunya, the ultimate silence. Just be with your breath. Go deeper and deeper and achieve this higher consciousness. My dear Master, very slowly, let us all come back into our body's consciousness. Every second of our breath is highly important. Every day, every night, every minute, every hour, every second, we are breathing in, breathing out. Our breath is the key for a healthy life filled with life force energy. Let us thank Mother Earth. Let us thank her for her grounding, healing energies, and stabilizing energies. Let us thank each and every one. And our fellow meditators. Keep your back straight, your neck straight, and come back into your body's consciousness. Let us feel our toes, hands. As you come back into your body's consciousness, open or unclasp your hands and fingers, masters, very slowly. As you unclasp your hands, keep the hands on your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And very slowly, whenever you feel comfortable and ready, masters, take your time, open your eyes beneath your palms, and remove your hands and give thanks to yourself. Share your own love with yourself. Give thanks to your body and come out. Lots and lots of gratitude. Thank you so much, masters. If anyone has anything to share or any experiences or any questions that you want to ask, masters, you can. If not, we can definitely end the session. Thank you so much, Ashaji. Thank you. Gratitude. Thank you, everyone. Shravani ji, yes. Shravani, right? Hello, Shravani ji. Yeah, I have given you unmute option.
Yes, Madhuji, you can hear me?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was very nice, Swadhyaya, and meditation was also very nice. It was very deep. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shravani ji. Thank you for taking time out. I know you must be meditating, but you had to come out, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. So, Masters, Shravani ji is with us and she would be doing Saturday Swadhyaya. So, all the very best, Shravani ji, and thank you for taking your time out to share. And definitely we'll be on the lookout. So, I hope I did well today. I hope so.
Yeah, it was very nice. Yeah, you presented very nice,
Yeah.
did a very nice summary. Yeah, thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Yeah, thank you, Meera ji. Thank you, everyone. So, Masters, let's, if no one has anything to share, then we can end the session. And thank you. But yeah, I do recommend, please do open your videos when people are doing Swadhyaya. It is like, it really feels as if you are the one who is speaking alone. So give that support to all the masters. I always recommend and I always want that for each and every one. So because when we are doing this Swadhyaya, let's do it together as a team. And also do take the Swadhyaya. There are like only 2 more pages, like 2 more sessions that are not filled. But yeah, um, try to take that and just let us finish this book so that we can, go ahead and full-fledged do something else apart from this as well. But this had been a wonderful journey with your soul's plan. That's what I feel. Earlier, I was not in that mood of going through this book, Your Soul's Plan. But after reading it, I am speechless. I'm like, really, this book has given me a lot of synchronized, um, you know, I would say synchronized um, things in my life that had been happening, and but in a good way. Mine were good here till now, but yes, definitely, you are given those like signs. I would say synchronized things, happening in your life. So, and it's great learning, not only that you are learning, but we can help others as well after we have learned from this book, right? So, keep this as a learning, keep this as a lesson in your life so that you can also help others and recommend this book, Your Soul's Plan, to others as well. So, with that, Masters, I'm ending the session. May we all be happy, healthy, and vibrant. May we all support each other's journey by teaching others meditation. Let us practice meditation every day for ourselves, be it in group or individually when you sit and meditate. And also, may we all be happy, prosperous, and joyful. And let us change our own world by changing ourselves. Let us help awaken others by teaching them meditation. So thank you so much, Masters. Stay happy, healthy, and blessed. Have a wonderful day from all the masters from the other part of the world, but to all the masters who are joining in from USA, have a good night, masters. Thank you so much. Thank you.